What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over all the Wisp locations for the village and the Obsidian Fieldlands. So let's get into it. So to start off, once you get this quest, you're going to have to pick up the first Wisp, no matter what, to get out of that screen. Now, there are 7 in the village, and there are 20 in the Obsidian Fieldlands. My recommendation is I have them all marked out here. They're all with a star. If you go along and pick one up, you swap the icon, because then if it's not there and you don't pick it up, maybe the game registers that it's not nighttime. You know which one you didn't get. Instead of just getting rid of it, finding out you're missing some, and trying to figure out which one you missed. That's what I'm going to be doing whenever we go through this. But just a quick reminder is you need to be nighttime. And whenever you're doing this quest, you can come over to Vest and he'll give you items and tell you how many you've gotten individually on each area. And for 5 Wisps, you get an oval stone. 10, you get a rare candy. 20, you get a seed of mastery. 30, you get a dusk stone. 40 is a large candy. 50 is a link cord. 60 is 5 grit. 70 is a reaper cloth. 80 is 3 seeds of mastery. 90 is 2 XL candy. And 100 is 3 grit rock. That's 100 out of the 107 that's in the game. So first off, we're going to be starting off with everything that's in the village. If you see here, I got to start here by him. That is the first one you could get. And we'll go ahead and swap that one out. I'm going to go with a crystal for the ones that we've already gotten, and which one we don't pick up, we'll find out whenever we switch the icon. Crystal is going to be the ones we got, we actually physically picked up, and I'll go with a Pokeball whenever it's something that we missed. I think I've actually accidentally got some, but we'll still run a location, see if it's there, and if it is, then we'll pick it up. If it's not, that is where you will find one in your game. So let's start collecting our Wisps. So if you go from Vest and go all the way down, you can see right across the way, there's one right over there. And then if you turn and look down this corridor, there'll be another one. You also see this building with the logs. We're right here in the middle. So we're going to pick that one up. So we're going to go with the crystal. We have 3 remaining in the area. So I did accidentally pick some up. So we're going to run to the one that's behind the farm. So there will be one right here. It does seem like I accidentally picked this one up. But it'll be right here in game at nighttime for you. We'll make our way over to the one at the training before we go get the one behind the building. And it does seem like I accidentally picked some of the ones up in the village, because there will be one right behind here as well. And the reason you can tell that it is picked up is the Wisp isn't there, and the one behind the building, as you can see, is still there. So the game is still registering that it is nighttime. So this one with a crystal, because we're about to pick it up. That should give us 2 left. Yep. Make our way behind headquarters. Now this one will be a little bit tricky if you're still on the Mr. Mime quest. All you'll have to do is hug the right wall, and then you'll be able to get to it no problem. 1 left. We'll swap this one out. And we're going to use the fast travel over by the practice field to go get the other one. You should be able to make your way to where you spawned in to begin the game over to the ocean, and you can see it as you're coming up to it, which is still letting us know that it is still nighttime. So once you get up to it, you can collect it. That should be number 7 for the area. And that means we collected them all. So that should be all the ones in the area. And we can actually double check that by talking to Vest. So over at Vest, after collecting the 7th one in the area, he should give you an oval stone. So we've actually collected 11. So that means there are some in another region that we picked up. But that means we have 96 to go. So 5 give us our oval stone, and 10, since we're at 11, should give us our rare candy. And there it is. So now we'll make our way to the Obsidian Fieldlands, where you have 20. Again, each star we're going to swap with a crystal once we pick it up, and a Pokeball whenever we don't. As if it's not there. We're going to actually reset it until nighttime, and then go pick them up. So you can do all these with Weirdeer. You don't have to have Braviary or anything. But for the first one we're going to go pick up, will be right over her. There it is. You can see it right on the side. I do have Sneasel on everybody to make it a little bit easier. But you can do it all with Weirdeer. The one that's behind the lake is right here on the edge of the mountain. So the next one we're picking up is over by the Alpha Snorlax. Right up on the little cliff there. Go ahead and pick up this one on the little island. It's right here on the tip. So you can see it as you go to it. We'll most likely need Basculegion to get to it. And then right over here, there'll be another one right by the Alpha Alakazam. Right here up on the cliff side. They all tend to be on pretty high up or open areas. They're not really hidden. So you will know if you see one or not. Right across the water is the next one. Sometimes you can see it from that island if it'll spawn in. You get close enough. What is that? 12. Continuing to hug the right side, we'll go ahead and pick this one up on our way. You go straight up from the last one. You'll get to this one. Be right up on the right side. Continuing up that right side, you'll end up coming across your next one as if you're heading to take on Cleaver. Be right here overlooking where the Alpha Barrel is. It puts it 10 more remaining for the area. Now we're going to jump over to the Deer Track Heights Island and take on those. So right on top of this first little hill as you come in overlooking the Alpha Kricketune, you will find one in your game. It is not showing up on ours. So I am going to put a stamp for the Pokeball there just because we're not picking it up. Now the game could be deciding that it's not nighttime and that's the reason we don't see it, or I have already picked it up. We will see whenever we get back to Vesa. But continuing on, if you're making your way to the camp, you will come across your next one. This one will be at the very peak of where you saw Weirdeer when he was introduced to you. And it will take some jumping up the cliff. So overlooking the camp will be this one. Just off to the left of the camp, if you were at the top of that peak, there'll be another one right down the way. We'll pick that one up. And that gives us 8 more for the region. Coming down to the track that you first come across the bridge at, it'll be up on the cliff. Now if you come over to the bridge, you can find this down tucked in the corner. So you can fall down from the top, or you need Basculegion to cross the water. Then that gives us 6 more remaining in the area. Coming across to the Horseshoe Plains, there'll be this nice little rock tucked away in the back, which will give you another one. Now here on the cliff that overlooks the Alpha Graveler, he's right over that direction, there'll be another one. It'll be up a little ways, but you will be able to jump up this path over here with Weirdeer. Now this one is going to be needing Basculegion to get out to, unless you can get up onto the hill with Weirdeer and jump off and land on it. But this one is by the cave that you can go through, or if you want to put it, by the Alpha Blissey that's up on top of the mountain. So up on the mountain is going to be the next one. It is over by the Flying Gyarados. Be able to see him as he fades in and out. But that'll be your next one. That'll put us 2 more in the area. Now, after jumping around up to the mountain, you can find a Chansey. There'll be another one. And then we'll have 1 more. You can get these in any order. You fly all the way down. You'll be able to see a Staraptor flying around up in the sky. And that should give you your last one if you have gone through all of them. You can do them in pick them up in any order you want in the area. But as you can see, it says collected all the wisps in the area, which is actually really good because now that one that didn't show up for me, because I must have already had it, so I put it to a Pokeball. Now I can make it a finalized crystal. So that means I have every wisp in the area. And we can double check that by even though it said we completed, we can go back to Vesa and get our next reward. So if you haven't picked up any wisps in the game but these, you would end up with 27 with just the Obsidian Fieldlands and the village. So you can check that by going back to Vesa, and he will tell you how many you have. I did have a few picked up already, so that means I'm at 30. But that means we should be able to get the 20 wisps item, which is a Seed of Mastery, and the 30 wisp item, which is the Dusk Stone. And that does seem like it is the case. So that'll do it for the village and the Obsidian Fieldlands. Again, here are all the markings for the village. If you miss one, I would recommend changing the icon to one that you can remember and use it across all the areas, because you can only put up 30 icons at once. You only have 30 icons up at once. And if you change it to one that's different than the rest, you will know, hey, I didn't get that wisp. I missed it. Maybe the game read that it was daytime, maybe not, because you will be cycling through day and night quite a bit during this quest. So this is all the ones for the village. You will have 7 in total. You can check that with Vesa if you never picked up any wisp, because you will be able to get the oval stone and he will tell you that you have picked up 7. And then in the Obsidian Fieldlands, you will have 20. These are those. And like was shown, I did have one that didn't show up, so I put it to a different icon. And when I got through all of them, it said it was completed. And I swapped that icon to the one that was finished, letting me know the Obsidian Fieldlands is completely done. If this helped you out, go ahead, drop a like. Really helps me out. And let me know if you found all your wisps for your area and how you're liking this quest so far. It is a lot of hide and seek, searching for it, like a little treasure hunt. But this is how you're going to end up getting a lot of items that can be pretty helpful. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.